Welcome to About a Song with Smith and Calvert,
a 12-episode weekly video podcast where we play one of our songs, talk about how it was written, songwriting, and life.
Hope you enjoy.
Dance all night till the morning light would shine through our bedroom window. Hearts beating faster.
If I could just get a sign, something spelling out we're alright. A white flag waving on the ship you're sailing to the of these loving arms. You give me your hand and ask that I follow. Maybe that was asking too much, but still I squeeze tighter. I'm not giving up.
Well, I see the storms gather, baby. The sky is dark and it looks like rain. Forgive my sins and trespasses. Let me be your shelter.
If I could just get a sign, something spelling out we're alright. A white flag waving on a ship you're sailing to the harbor of these loving arms.
Part of me's wondering, are you here to save me? The other is thinking only, with the tables upended and the setting shattered, will I be satisfied?
If I could just get a sign, something spelling out we're alright. A white flag waving on the ship you're sailing. A white flag waving on the ship you're sailing. A white flag waving on the ship you're sailing to the harbor of these loving arms. Oh, surrender, baby, to these loving arms. Surrender, baby, to these loving arms. To these loving arms.
Hi, this is Michael Smith.
And my name is Leah Calvert. Welcome to the second episode of About a Song.
So in this episode, we're going to be doing a song that we wrote called Surrender. Now, the first episode we did was a song that I was the lead writer on. And this song is a song Leah was the lead writer on. So I'll let her talk about that. Before we do, we decided to add a new part to our podcast. So every time, or our video cast, every time we do one of these, we usually open a bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. This bottle is called Eno. And if you saw it on the shelf, it would look like Oh No. But it's Eno. And it's a cab.
That's what would happen if I drank the whole bottle of wine myself.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So I think we're going to try to bring some of our favorites in when we do this, and we'll kind of go back and forth. This one I just happened to get because there's a great wine shop close to me called Holman and Finch, which they kind of curate bottles, and the only ones they have are good ones, and they said this would be good in my... So it's a cab. It's kind of light for a cab, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I feel like it has this sort of, like it tastes like a cranberry slipper or like some kind of slippers. That's the only...
Is that a drink?
No, but it should be like there's something, as I've drunk more of it, it went from like a something ruby. There's something ruby. It tastes kind of Pinot-y, actually. Even there's a little bit of, I don't know.
I like it.
I'm like 2 glasses in now.
Yeah,
so.
We like it. It's a light cab.
It's healthy.
Try the Eno that looks like Oh No.
Yeah.
Enough about the wine.
Yeah.
So, Leah, why don't you tell a little bit about Surrender and where this song came from, how it started?
Yeah. So it's funny, as we've been talking about this song today, I'm starting to remember kind of where the notion for this song even came from. That you probably don't even know this, but I had read this book, and I've been reading and rereading this book for years because the language is so beautiful, and I love his descriptors of things, and it's the Alexandria Quartet by Lawrence Durrell. And so it takes place in Alexandria, and his description, it's on the sea, so he has all these descriptors of like living in this sort of maritime place, and they're just so gorgeous. And anyway, so like the notion of surrendering, and the Alexandria Quartet is very much about like personal relationships and set in this like setting of Alexandria, and so like this notion of surrender and like white flags and like wartime stuff, like
maritime stuff,
yeah, like all these notions were sort of flitting about my head.
Now, how long ago was it when your first thought about this song happened?
Well, that was probably like 15 years ago. Like, it's just funny how like little pockets of things finally make a song happen, and it's pretty fascinating because like 15 years ago you think about that, and then you read this book and you're like, I can get something out of that, and then you have enough stuff happen in your own personal like life that you really can bring all of that together and you can make a song.
So we'll tie this into a little bit of how we write the song, right? So the way we tend to write songs is we use our phones, voice memos. We use like, what is it, Voice Memo Pro or something? What's the one we use?
Voice Recorder
Pro.
Or
it's a great
like
little thing that you can get. It's like $3. But you record, you just sing into it, you get a melody, you can play guitar into it, whatever, and then we send that back and forth. And then we use an app or a program called Google Notes, which is just like it isn't Google Notes, is that it? Google Keep, which is a note, it's a note function to where you can put things in there and you can invite someone else to be able to see your notes. And so we send back and forth these voice memos of songs, and then we keep a bunch of notes and lyrics and things in that.
Yep.
And so she sent me this roughly what is the chorus of the song, but that's all there was.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's cool. And it came at a cool time because it was earlier in our writing of this group of songs, and we were writing all these slow songs, dirges. They were kind of folky, and I was wanting to
it was dirge.
They were slow though, and I wanted something upbeat, and then and so I was like, let's write something upbeat, let's write something R&B-ish, let's not write something that's sounds folky or bluegrassy or anything like that. So I kind of wanted something like that, and then you sent that back, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I think it actually brings up another interesting dynamic of our partnership, is that you tend to write you come from a very bright perspective in your mind, and I don't. And so
you're very dark.
I can be really
You're not a dark person, but you tend to write.
Yeah,
you write dark things. Sometimes.
I tend to come up with these really dark things to talk about, and it's nice. I feel like we sort of balance each other out, because when you're too marshmallowy, I'm like, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, and so then what happened is she sent this a voice memo of the chorus, which is roughly what the chorus is. Leah plays fiddle. She doesn't really play a chordal instrument like guitar or piano, although she's learning more piano now. So when she sends this stuff, it's just a melody, and so I loved it. I started working on the guitar. I came up with some cool rhythmic ideas of things to do behind it. She had already written a verse or two. I went in and wrote 2 more verses and kind of finished it out. And when we got together to play it, we kind of realized that, like, well, you know, it would really be cool. We don't really do this much, but you could actually duet this song. You could have there be a male and a female perspective. You know, it's about a relationship that there's some bad stuff going. One of the people blew it up, but now the question is, can you get back together? And so we added this like back and forth vocal piece that I always thought was really cool, and we've never done anything like that, and that's really made me like the song a lot more. Mm-hmm. And and then it kind of came together.
Yeah, absolutely.